Max Mayfield. In Season 4, Max was brutally attacked by Vecna. Her bones were broken, her heart stopped, and she was left in a coma. 11 revived her, but when she searched for Max in the void, she saw that she was gone. That cliffhanger sparked some of the biggest theories about her fate. Now, one idea is that Max isn't just unconscious, her soul might actually be trapped by Vecna. If that's true, she could return as his pawn, similar to how Will was once controlled by the Mind Flayer. Facing her as a vessel would be a devastating twist for the group. Other fans think Max will survive, but at a cost. Even if she wakes up, she may be blind, broken, or permanently scarred by what Vecna did to her. That would show the lasting damage of his attack while giving her the chance to fight back in her own way. So will Max die in Season 5? Maybe not outright, but whether she's used by Vecna or left to live with the consequences, her survival comes with heavy risks, and her story is far from over. 11. 11 has always been the one to save everyone. Every season ends with her stepping up, using her powers, and pushing herself past her limits. Now that's exactly why so many fans think Season 5 might actually be the end for her. The biggest theory is that 11 will have to sacrifice herself to defeat Vecna. After all, she was the one who created him in the first place by sending him into the Upside Down. Because of that, some people believe she's the only one who can really destroy him. If that's true, her death would bring the story full circle, starting with her powers opening the gate and ending with her life closing it. But not everyone agrees. Many argue that killing 11 would be too predictable and the Duffers might go another route. Instead of dying, she could lose her powers forever. Now that would still be a sacrifice. It would force her to finally live a normal life without being the group's weapon. Either way, it feels almost certain that 11 won't walk away unchanged. Whether it's her powers or her life, she'll ultimately pay the biggest price in the final fight against Vecna. Nancy Wheeler. Nancy has always been fearless, taking the lead in fights from the Demogorgon to Vecna, but that same bravery could put her in danger for Season 5. Now, Nancy could die in the final season because she's often paired with Steve and Robin, who are two other characters that fans think might die. Her role as a leader makes her a natural target, and if the show wants to deliver a shocking blow, Nancy's death would definitely do it. Now there's also the love triangle to consider. With her torn between Jonathan and Steve, some fans think her story ends with one of them sacrificing themselves for her. Now that would give her arc a powerful but tragic ending. Of course, there's still a chance that she survives. Nancy has proven time and time again that she's incredibly helpful to the crew. But with the final battle looming, her bravery might finally come with the ultimate cost. Robin Buckley. Robin became a fan favorite fast, but her bravery alongside Nancy and Steve could be what puts her in Vecna's sights in Season 5. Now, one theory gained traction after fans dissected the Season 5 teaser. Robin is seen standing in front of a white truck, which then that same truck appears under attack by Demogorgons. The truck is heavily damaged, and many believe this could foreshadow Robin's death. Now, if true, it would be a devastating loss to the group, but especially to Steve, who's formed a close bond with her. At the same time, some fans argue that Robin is too important to kill. She's one of the most hopeful voices in the show, and her humor often balances the darker moments. Still, with the stakes higher than ever, Robin's bravery could very well cost her life in the final season. Joyce Byers. Joyce has been the heart of Stranger Things from the very beginning. She's the one who refused to give up on Will in Season 1, and ever since, she's been willing to put herself in danger to protect her family. That's why many fans believe Season 5 could be her last. Now, the strongest theory here is that Joyce will sacrifice herself. Now, whether that's to save Will, Jonathan, or Hopper, her death would carry huge emotional weight. Stranger Things has always explored the theme of parents protecting their kids at all costs, and Joyce giving her life for her family would be a heartbreaking but fitting end to her story. Now, some argue that Joyce is too central to lose, especially knowing that she has a long-awaited reunion with Hopper, but that's also what makes the theory believable, as in her happiness might not last. If a Byers family member has to die and it isn't Will, Joyce is one of the most likely candidates. Steve Harrington. Now, Steve has gone from high school jerk to one of the most beloved characters in Stranger Things. His growth into the group's protector has made him a fan favorite, but that transformation might also be setting him up for the most heartbreaking death in Season 5. Steve is always the first to dive into danger, whether it's fighting Demodogs in Season 2 or charging to the Upside Down in Season 4. That willingness to sacrifice himself makes fans think he'll do it one final time. Now, many believe he'll die saving Nancy, Robin, or Dustin, cementing his legacy as the group's guardian. Now again, there's also the love triangle with Nancy and Jonathan. If Nancy survives, Steve's deaths could serve her as her emotional turning point, and narratively, it would hit the hardest, losing the characters who essentially grew the most over the series. For all those reasons, Steve is considered one of the most likely to die, and if it happens, it could be the show's most devastating moment. Will Byers. Will has been tied to the Upside Down since the very beginning, and that connection is stronger than ever. In season 1, he was taken by the Demogorgon, and in season 2, the Mind Flayer possessed him. Then, in season 4, he admitted he could still feel Vecna's presence. That lingering bond has convinced many fans that Will is headed towards a tragic end. Now, one of the most popular theories is that Will become a vessel for Vecna, just like he was once controlled by the Mind Flayer. If that happens, the group may be forced to face him as an enemy before he finds a way to fight back. The idea here is that Will spends part of the season as a traitor, and that's not by choice, but it's because Vecna uses him as a spy. The theory usually ends with Will sacrificing himself to stop Vecna for good. Since the story began with him, fans believe it could also end with him. Like Steve, Will is one of the most likely to die, and it would certainly be a heartbreaking moment. Vecna. Vecna is the ultimate villain of Stranger Things, and his survival into season 5 guarantees that the final battle will revolve around him. After being defeated but not destroyed in season 4, it's clear that he's still out there rebuilding his strength and preparing for one last showdown. The fans agree on one thing: the story can't end until Vecna does. Now the theory is simple: Vecna must die. He's too powerful, too dangerous, and too deeply connected to the Upside Down. Many believe 11 will be the one to take him down, possibly through a final sacrifice that mirrors how she created him in the first place. On the other hand, others think Will has a connection and he plays a role in Vecna's death. If that's true, Vecna's defeat can be a shared effort that ties both of their stories together. Now of course, Stranger Things could go darker with Vecna actually winning. Now that is very surprising, and honestly it's pretty unlikely. For Hawkins to survive and for the Upside Down to finally be destroyed, Vecna's death seems inevitable. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment on your thoughts below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.